One, and a two, and a three up. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Go Hunt, the only hunting podcast currently subject to tariffs. As always, Vince H., who is apparently ill-defined, Mike Gonsalves, now fresh with stitches, Dave Packard, who has contracted mostly everything he's spoken about of his adult life, contradicted mostly, I can't read, and Sam Alexander, who also can't read and just came back from Happy Gilmore's house. He says hello to your mom. Apparently tonight, racism is hilarious and you all know it. And we have John Patton from the Gun Collective.
Hi, John.
Hi,
John.
Hi.
Welcome.
I'm here.
Welcome.
And
I was
autism.
suddenly very worried about Dave that he contracted everything that he'd ever talked about.
Yeah, but
Perhaps.
he's the giver of the diseases.
He's the reason California made that law.
What?
Oh yeah,
What law
Prop
exactly?
69 is
Which
one-
law?
herpetogonosyphilades via Dave
The law that says that Dave can give anybody anything and he won't be charged with a felony.
for
Dave,
science.
are you broadcasting from the back of a box truck right now?
No. Actually, it was even worse before I switched this room around
is
because
true.
before you saw a mirror and a door and part of a freezer. So
Wait, that is
This
the
is-
room
this is
you're
a
in
room.
currently on wheels.
no, it is not.
I
It is
don't buy
attached
it.
to my house, albeit very poorly.
Okay.
You can crawl in my attic and there's daylight on this side of the wall. And that's how a bull snake got in there.
Is that a
And-
bragging point or
No, it's not. I live in a house of add-ons.
Okay.
Dave, show
All right.
him your add-on.
Please don't.
Your
I don't want to.
Please, dear God.
Oh,
No.
you mean the keyboard?
the keyboard.
Oh, for God's sake.
That is
Get that out
Dave's,
of you.
that is Dave's shelf. Of-
So what was that, like $3 in beer?
I think there's like 25 up there. It's
Yeah,
like
like I said,
15
like
bucks.
$3.
I
good
love
shit.
roaming around Dave's neck of the woods because I'll just get out of the truck just random places and I'll be like, huh, key light, Dave's been here.
He's around here. I can sense him.
Mark my
Also-
territory.
cold.
Also, there's an empty beer can.
I mean, that's how you know he's been there.
In the
works.
distance, you just hear.
You guys talk shit, and Sean buys 3 cases of it. After I sent him one as a joke, I was like, "Here is some Basil Hayden's. Also, here's a 15-pack of the shittiest beer you've ever drank." Look at him now.
I drank some last time I was over there. It was good.
Exactly.
Don't you
Gotta
dare
stay
say
hyped.
that's good. Don't. It's not
It's a
good.
good social beer.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
It's a good doing stuff beer. It's like, God, I gotta go do stuff today. I'm gonna drink Keystone because you have a
I
good
gotta
time
get
doing it.
drunk.
and like by the time you're about done, it's like, yeah, it's probably time to hang it up and just
Yeah,
sit
but-
in a chair and listen to music.
it's like a good day drinking beer because you can take
Yeah.
it fishing and be on the river or the lake all day. Because if you bring a 6-pack of Voodoo Rangers, by the time you get 3 of those in, you're
You're
going to
a
be crashing the
fucking
boat
hipster.
directly into the islands. Like,
That just sounds
Well,
fun
maybe
for
if
everybody
you
else.
drink-
fish.
Maybe if you drink 3.
Well,
Like my wife wanted me to quit drinking, so we compromised, and I switched to Keystone.
Fucking right. See, it's good shit.
So Dave,
And it's
that's the
cheap.
idea.
it's
We
like
give.
my wife wanting me to quit smoking cigars, so I switched to cigarettes.
You remember the beginning of the first Pirates of the Caribbean
Cigarettes are
movie,
so much worse.
Dave,
True.
where he rides in on the fucking sinking boat?
Yes.
Mike plus canoe equals Jack
Mhm.
Sparrow on the sinking boat.
Oh, why?
Everything's fine.
So, on an unrelated note, my fellows at my chicken store are working to get me a tri-corner captain's hat embroidered with the chicken store logo and Captain Mike on it. So,
I like
I
that.
hate this place. This is why I don't buy your chicken anymore. Anyway,
it's not your fault they love me.
Senior
fine.
Patton.
Hi.
Is that a relation to like the cool Patton, or are you just kind of an offshoot?
My grandfather owned a car dealership. So
Oh
no.
yeah, cool.
That'll do. That'll do. What's the Gun Collective? And tell us about yourself.
Oh, for God's sake. The Gun Collective is a place where I shout a lot and talk shit on gun companies.
Especially
Yeah,
those
really.
that don't include 3 magazines.
Yes, those companies deserve all the hate they can get. We have a couple of videos coming out soon where I likened not putting a 3rd magazine in the box to a war crime.
That's why H&K is so into it then.
I mean, I don't understand. It's 2025. Like, stop being a bitch. Put another mag in the box.
Yeah.
It can't hurt your costs that badly.
Right, exactly. Like, stop playing. We all know that you're making plenty of cash. Put another mag in the damn box. People will enjoy that and like you more. So the Gun Collective is a place where people can find out about the latest and greatest in the gun industry. I try to track everything from new products, new firearms, new accessories, things like that, and a bunch of the gun industry news, like how some of the bigger companies are doing, when they're buying new buildings and blah, 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 military contracts, yeah, all that sort of stuff. We also have a show called The Big 2A, which is roughly every other week with Adam Kraut returning as host. That's where we do a roundup of all the latest 2A stuff. And since Adam is now heading up the Second Amendment Foundation, that adds another layer of coolness to it.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got reviews and lots of other stuff. And yeah, I stay busy.
Yeah.
I noticed.
Mighty busy.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy Sig's meltdown?
Which one?
The most recent one. The one where I never had any doubt in my M17 or M18 until they said that I should have, complete faith in it.
I don't understand what they were trying to accomplish or how they thought that was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The internet does not forget, and that will never die.
It
Well-
ends today. Like, oh, shit. Yes, it does. I'm buying a new gun.
I mean, I understand the way they phrased that about this coming as an attack on them and it'll happen to other gun companies. Like, yes, that's entirely possible. And the way this was all phrased makes you guys look like a bunch of idiots.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a few people at SIG, and they're not idiots, generally speaking.
Do you know the
I
guy
like
with the
Sig.
mustache?
I love Sig. I just don't like the.
Okay, good. That dude looks like an idiot.
I
Anyway.
love SIG guns. I don't like the fact that they beta test on the public, and I don't like when the look that this is giving them right now. And honestly, the only thing that gives me any confidence in my M17 is the fact it's got the manual safety.
I don't carry a SIG. I would probably be okay carrying the 365. I would not carry a 320 just because the 365 exists. I don't see a reason to carry a 320, but whatever.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna, big gun companies are going to continue to do dumb shit over and over and over. It's just a rotating, it's like you open the door and see who comes out that week.
Yep.
It's just going to be something different all the time.
Yeah, pretty much. So you, the whole reason I dragged you on here is you have GunCon coming up.
That's right. Yeah.
Which I
Speaking of
believe
gun
we're
companies,
mostly attending, except for you, Dave. Fucking traitor.
boo.
I know.
Dave,
Next-
your fucking house is on wheels. Move it to fucking Ohio.
He doesn't need to
Not
move
on
it.
wheels. It
Hitch
used
it up to the diesel and let's go.
live in a trailer.
No, he doesn't even need a diesel. If he throws some sheets out the window, blow it there.
Yeah, dude.
Ooh,
Like
it's
a
a
weird,
con-
like a weird throwback prairie fucking thing. I don't know. Yeah, GunCon's coming up. It's going to be awesome. We're moving. I moved the event to Cleveland, Ohio this year, and I know there's some people that hate Cleveland for whatever reason. I don't give a shit. But
It's Ohio.
yeah,
It's fashionable.
Ohio's really not as bad as people think it is.
You say that, but both times I've been to Ohio, I saw very strange combinations of stores. The last one was a combination laundromat and tanning salon.
What's the problem there? You get
We
Yeah,
have
you-
a liquor store tanning salon.
You take all your
balls
clothes off, throw them in the
around.
washing machine, go get bronzed real quick, throw them in
Yeah.
the dryer, go hang out in the sun real quick, maybe get a little more bronze on, and
yeah, me and
boom,
Mike
your
are on the
clothes
same
are dry.
page. Where the fuck are
Yeah.
you guys at?
Says the
Great.
guy who will turn into a fucking Roma tomato if he steps outside.
Like,
Mike,
I
you're almost
understand the business concept, doesn't mean I can patronize it.
Sure. So we've got a whole bunch of companies coming out to GunCon. It's kind of a unique event in the gun industry because it's not like every other trade show. It's not like every other public show thing out there. And it's not like every influencer event. It's a combination of all those things. We are attempting to grow the gun community in a good way and keep the event really well-rounded. We've got some of the best Q&A panels out there. And I'm pretty damn proud of where it's come from and where it's headed. We get to, all of us get to network and spend time with each other in ways that we just don't normally.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a good time.
I'm looking forward to it.
That's good, man.
You
I
have
came
the
back
world's.
from
You
last
have
year raving about last year's raving to these guys, and they're like, "Oh, well, I want to," and I'm like, "Well, you could have gone, but
It's true.
no."
It's true.
I
It was closer to you guys last year.
it
I
was.
know. I had a 3-month-old baby at home. All right.
I don't want to hear your bullshit.
It's not bullshit. I can go get him. You give me to prove it.
I'll prove it. Here he is, like holding him up by the fucking scruff of his neck.
He's a fat boy. It takes two hands.
After what 3 or 4, it's like, yeah, enough of your bullshit. Come to the thing.
Do the thing and the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, we sent Mike there as a guinea pig to see if he'd come back alive, and he
And he
did.
did.
So now it's safe for the rest of us.
Okay.
Yeah, and he came back
Goal
with Gideon.
accomplished.
You
Which
weren't
was
supposed to tell him
fantastic.
that.
Yeah, freaking Bob. Now I don't have more optics than rifles. Thanks, Bob.
Oh no.
Tragedy.
That's so that's one thing I want to thank you for, John. Sitting before the panel that you and Sean did, well, one of the many that you and Sean did last year at GunCon. I was listening, and you were talking to creators, especially new creators, and the one piece of advice I remember you giving them was when you're talking to potential sponsors, when you're talking to people who have product that you could use, when just when you're talking to people, offer value. Don't just go, hey, I want your product for free. Like, it's not about offering, like, it's not about you giving me something for free. It's about how can I give you something in return for you giving me something, because that was honestly eye-opening for me. And I went immediately after that panel, I went up, and that's when I met Bob from Gideon Optics, and I was like, hey, an advocate, we could talk about these on our show. When I put
Sure.
I could put one of these on my shotgun, and Bob is now one of our best listeners, and he's one of the people that I met networking at GunCon last year. I'm really looking forward to seeing again this year.
Yeah, Bob's great. First off, Bob's
yeah.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly you did exactly what needed to be done. I mean, so many influencer types go around and they stick their hand out. They're always looking for, what can you give me? I'm the special one. Like, fuck you. Nobody's special, right?
Right.
This is a two-way street, and we all need to help each other. And that's kind of part of how GunCon works. Like, what you're seeing at GunCon is the result of how I built my fucking career. I've been doing this full-time. It'll be 10 years at GunCon this year. It'll be 10 years the week prior that I have been doing this as a job. And awesome. The culmination of all that is in front of everybody at GunCon. The things that I've done wrong, and the companies and relationships I've built with creators and all these things, they all are kind of there on display. And I think that's part of what makes it a lot of fun for me, is I get to see folks like you guys sort of doing that on your own and going out and making a name for yourselves. And if I can help foster that, then fuck yeah, I'm in.
I have a real quick question. Are you still doing consulting?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I've got a guy that wants to do a bunch of thermal stuff, like a lot of thermal hunts and stuff like that. And he's kind of wanting to get not necessarily a YouTube channel going, because YouTube is YouTube, but like a Rumble channel. So
Rumble's kind of weird. I believe wholeheartedly, and I don't know how to prove this, but I believe Rumble is built on lies.
I can kind of see that.
You don't say.
they put these giant numbers on some videos, and they do it
Yeah.
at the whim of like whatever they call the person doing that nowadays. And you've got these guys like Bongino and Crowder going out there. We have the biggest live stream on the internet, but I don't think the numbers that they're reporting are actual viewers. I think it's just clicks, and I can't even justify that they would be actual people. Because if you see a video from a guy that on YouTube would do, I don't know, call it 10,000 views, on Rumble it's got 100,000 and it's got 10 comments. It's like something's not lining the fuck up here.
No, the viewership I have an issue with on Rumble because we've noticed it. We're like, there's no way 100 people are watching this live right now.
Like take for example, we have 14 people that claim they're watching. Like, there's no fucking way, man. We don't have 14. Like maybe Bob, I think, is our only.
There's at least
human.
3.
He's got 14. Bob has 14 accounts.
But
He loves us.
Rumble with the censorship, I think, is a little different than YouTube.
Yeah, I agree. For thermal
So-
stuff, like that dude really doesn't have a choice because YouTube's just not gonna let that fly.
Yep.
They have sort of demonetized videos of mine where I just talk about thermals.
Mhm.
So I understand, and unfortunately, Rumble's probably the best place for that, even if they are built on lies. But yeah, I mean, part of my business has been consulting since I started. That's actually how I got started. TGC was not first.
Yeah.
Doing marketing and consulting work was first, but I had also had a channel prior to any of that. I had a YouTube channel for 3 or 4 years, and then I started TGC.
So can they just hit you up on TGC for
Yeah,
your
just
consulting
I
stuff?
mean,
Oh, perfect.
you know, my email, my website is around. If you type in my company name, you can get a hold of me pretty easily, and find out, you know, if it's a good fit or not. Because
Awesome.
I'm not going to pretend like I charge a lot. I'm not going to pretend like for that kind of stuff. Like I don't have a shitload of bandwidth, so I have to charge more to make it valuable for me.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you get what you pay for. So
Sometimes.
Shit.
So I have a couple questions for you, John.
I have
was
a
there
couple
last year.
answers.
I may like them, I may not. Right?
Okay, yeah, we'll see.
I was there last year.
Oh.
I
Wait,
saw.
first,
Wait,
Well,
how much
I-
you charging? How much are you charging Mike for this?
Shut the fuck up.
hang
Anyway.
on. First of all, did you up your insurance from last year so that Mike doesn't fall over and crack up his head?
Did you fall last year?
No.
Almost.
You got pretty wrecked last year. I knew that.
he had 4.5 beers.
That's accurate.
He just lost.
There
That's
there
about
wasn't
accurate.
strong enough beer there to get that wrecked anyway. Because I bought.
There is with him.
Listen, all those IPAs and their 5.5%, that's pretty strong stuff to me.
Okay, that's fine.
Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, so I was there last year. I very much enjoyed it. I saw the crowd enjoyed it. My question for you is, what drove the change from Brownells in Iowa to I don't remember the name of the center in Cincinnati, Cleveland. Sorry.
Sure. So it's called the Twist Drill Building. And the reason we kind of changed it is to grow the event. It had nothing to, it wasn't about, any falling out or anything with Brownells. We're still on good terms with Brownells. The event needs to grow, and there are a lot of things that need to happen to make that happen, right? So the limiting factor in Iowa, besides the amount of people, which is already a challenge, the limiting factor is space. Like, we do a media only range day, and we were maxed out at that range on year 1, and last year was year 3. So 3 years in a row, we're already maxed out at that range. And then we were kind of maxed out in the sort of warehouse area that we were in at Brownells. There's not a lot of places to add brands. And, in order to continue to grow the event, we had to shift. And this year will be interesting. We'll see how it turns out. I don't know if we'll even see what we saw last year. I don't know what it'll look like, but we're going to try. There's more tickets for sale, and there are also way more people on the eastern half of the country, which is very appealing. It's 10 hours closer to my house. And as the guy that sort of puts his name on the thing, that's nice. You know, there's just so many more gun owners to reach. And you know, we're gonna see how it goes, man. I'm excited about being in Ohio. You know, there's a shitload of gun owners in Ohio. And I'm hopeful that this year will be a really good success. That's for sure.
So, two things. One, I mentioned being there last year because I know it needed to grow. I mean, I know sorry if I bunked the mic, but I know that's something that you are passionate about, is growing the event and making it big and accessible to gun owners all across the country. And that is awesome. And I respect that. So having been at Brownells last year, I could see that if you wanted, like, that was about the max. If that's the size you wanted it to be, Brownells was perfect. But if you wanted it to grow at all, like even one more booth would have put people outside. And I think it's awesome that you found a different place to make it a little bit bigger. And you're not just content with, oh, this is big enough, this is good. Like, let's hit as many people as we can, because not only for the people, the listeners of our shows, the people, the fans of the sponsors that you're going to have there, but the creators ourselves, we're going to be able to meet so many more people. Like I came back with a bob last year, and I'm really excited. Like, I could come back not only with a bob, but I could come back with somebody else, and Vince could come back with somebody else, and Dave could come back with his hand, and Sam could come back with some other.
Nobody likes me.
You'll find somebody that likes you.
You posed
There's
this as a
somebody out
question,
there.
and then just
I may have gone down.
Where's
a
the
rabbit
Then
question?
just jerked him
I
off
have-
for 5 minutes.
I
All
have
right.
input on a location, a future
no.
location. If just
I
to put a bug
bet
in
you.
your-
How about this? Before you go down this road, I bet money I looked at or have an answer as to why it's not where you're thinking.
No. I'm not talking shit on like Cleveland at all.
No. I don't
It's
take
your
it
show.
that way. I'm just saying
For
I
sure.
looked everywhere in the U.S. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Dodge City, Kansas.
No, absolutely fucking not. So I looked at Kansas, right? I looked at, do we do the Midwest again? Do we do the Great Plains? Like, where does GunCon live? I had this whole exploration around the country, and I looked at population centers. And really, if GunCon is going to continue to grow, we need to be where a good chunk of the American people are. And 80% of people live east of the Mississippi.
Mhm.
So
No, for sure. I was like,
Kansas
hey,
is cool. Like, I think a lot of people shit on Kansas. I don't hate Kansas. I've spent some time there. I've driven through it many times on my way to Colorado.
it's very flat.
In certain parts, yeah, it is. But it's much different than where I live, and that's kind of interesting. I don't know. I think it would be cool if there were enough people to support an event in Kansas like what we're doing, but I don't think we're there yet.
No, it's if in Cleveland, banking on local traffic, even like 3 or 4 hours local, is far more appealing than BFE Kansas. So totally understand.
Well, I mean, so to give you an example, my house, I'm about an hour outside of Philadelphia, and my house is 6 hours from the Twist Drill building.
Yeah.
That basically means that the East Coast is within 8 hours of Cleveland. And to me, that just opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
Oh, for sure. And
so, if you guys out there listening or watching are within that sort of time frame, come see us June 28th. Because it's going to be awesome. You got to get tickets.
If you don't, you're a bitch.
Say, if you don't, you're what?
You're a bitch.
Yeah.
Come to GunCon, you're a bitch.
Show up or you're a bitch. Sorry, Dave.
And see, that is why Sam's not going to come back with a bob. Because he runs around
Dave,
calling
all you have to
everybody bitches.
do is drive out to Manhattan, Kansas, and I'll drive north and pick you up.
And then you could both
I
get broke
know.
down on a minivan.
Hey, that
Weird
minivan
shit's
was
gonna go down
strong,
out there.
sir.
You know, speaking of, if you don't show up, you're a bitch. That sort of fun approach. That's kind of one of the things that I try to bring to GunCon. You know, like you, Mike, you've seen me kind of going around messing with everybody.
Yeah.
Like I don't approach it from this super stuck up kind of perspective that some of the other events can be. You know, they can be very corporate, and meanwhile I'm going, hey everybody, listen the fuck up, I've got something to say. You know, like it's more like a neighborhood barbecue or like a family reunion than a very corporate event, because that's just not me, and that's not the way GunCon's going to go.
Throw a
Yeah,
few
last year
bags.
you were real. I could tell you were real stressed last year during the public event day, at least. But you were still running around having fun and joking with people.
Yeah,
so.
it's super fucking stressful to try and just put out all the fires, make sure
Yeah.
everybody's happy, and make sure everything goes off without a hitch. But that's what I'm there for. I'm there to make sure that everybody else has a good time. And when I'm interacting with the people that get to be there and help me make this event awesome, I'm going to try not to be a dick. Try.
You know, when you're stressed, sometimes it comes out. But I mean, not you, but all of us deal with stress in our own ways. But
Yep.
Again, I was just commending your spirit, because that was that many people, that many vendors, that things going on.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
How many vendors do you have coming out this year?
I want to say we're around 40 right now.
Okay.
Damn.
I think we're around 40. Got over 150 content creators, and what's
Half
really
over
cool for
FRN.
me is I get to talk to all of them. Like
Mhm.
I do have help this year. Our good friend Cody Hinton is helping he's kind of manning the logistical side of things. Cody's awesome. And my sort of side of things is making sure all the brands come and the creators show up and all that sort of stuff. So it's really fun because I get to interface with all these various people and build relationships with so many different types, you know, from the guys that have, 100 subscribers up to 1 million or more. You know, we've got it all. And then we get to meet the members of the public that get to come, and there's so many interesting people. Like there's been a couple, shout out to Josh and Laura Hammond. They have been to every single event that I've ever done, including like the original TGC panel way back in the day. And they have been to every single one. And last year there was a couple that had showed up. It was their anniversary. They had been to GunCon, I don't know, the first year, second year, I can't quite remember, but they keep coming back on their freaking anniversary. And that's amazing to me.
Yeah, that's great.
Like, I'm a moron and you want to come hang out with all of us? That's cool. Thank you. Like, thanks for giving a shit, you know?
Well, no matter where it is next year, I'm coming to GunCon.
It's in Canada.
I will go to Canada, I guess. I like syrup.
How far is Canada from Philadelphia?
That's a great question. Let me see.
It's that way.
When we annex Canada, are we just going to call them syrup Americans?
336 miles.
Yeah, so it's going to be in Canada. 'cause
That's to Toronto.
Oh,
dang.
No, because when we annex Canada, we're not going to make them a state. We're just going to make them a territory. So they remain Indigenous Canadians.
Well,
That way they can't vote. I don't want them to vote.
The Frenchies aren't really indigenous, are they?
Indigenous Canadians. is
No.
the
We're
down.
turning the Frenchies back over to France. They
they're
can keep
still
those
syrup
ones.
Americans.
Canada, America's hat.
It's like a loft apartment above a really great party.
Yeah.
Hey, keep it down.
Okay, bud.
sorry to bother you, but
Three.
I know it's 4 a.m. and you're just starting to party, but if you could keep it down, eh?
Just give your balls a tug, eh, bud?
Yeah. Why are you so fucking awkward?
You're fucking 10-ply, bud.
Oh, Letterkenny.
You got 40 vendors so far. How does that compare to last year?
I want to say we're not super far off of last year. I don't remember exactly how many we had last year. I think it was a little bit more, but I'm chalking this up to it's more of a transitionary year, and moving to a new location required me to find a place that would allow concealed carry, and as it turns out, all of the convention spaces in Ohio, at least in the eastern corner, are state controlled or city controlled, and they have a no gun policy. And I was like, oh, we can't fucking do that. So I made sure to find a place where concealed carry is fine, which took a little bit longer, which means I was a little bit behind the 8 ball this year. But I think it's still going to be awesome. We got a really wide variety of brands, a lot of really interesting, like there's some new stuff. There's some stuff that people maybe have seen before in terms of brands, but new products all over the place, and a lot of new creators that have not been to the event before, which is also fucking awesome.
I don't want you to give anything away, but what's who's kind of got you the most excited that's going to be showing up?
Gideon Optics, because Bob is watching right now.
I was about to say this is gonna be a loaded question.
Yeah.
Normally we have Bob bend over before we kiss his ass.
I don't know that there's any one particular brand that gets me like more excited than another, because I like to see all of it, like sort of the totality of it. I can see that each individual brand has their own piece to it. And what's even more fun is when I get to see members of the public that bought a ticket and they show up, they got their GunCon t-shirt on, they're having a good time, eating some food, and they get to have that personal relationship building experience with the various brands on their own, and like seeing a brand that's maybe newer or maybe not getting as much foot traffic, and then there's that one dude that just loves the brand and builds and creates that kind of stuff like that. That's what I love. I love seeing those sort of the ebb and flow of all of it together. And I realize that is the most political answer I could have possibly given.
It could have been worse. You at least had something specific to say instead of just watering it down to, well, I actually love them all.
I love them all.
I love them all, especially when they send in their paychecks.
That is helpful.
I realize I may not look it, but there's a fat kid inside me. So when you had it at Brown Hills, they left their snack bar like wide open. You could go and you buy what you want from their little vendor doodad. You can have something like that at the event this time, or is there going to be all food trucks? What do you got in mind?
We are planning to have just food trucks this year. I think we're looking at probably like 6 to 8 of them to feed everybody. Depends on how many people show up. But we're going to have a pretty good variety. I mean, it's a major city, so we can have all kinds of shit. But I don't know that we'll have any like smaller food vendors there. That's a good idea, but I just don't know if we're going to do it.
Mike's just trying to figure out how to feed himself for a week.
He's
going to bring an empty
pull
backpack.
out your wallet.
Look, a bag of Cheetos. I'm good.
Bag of Cheetos. That's fucking disgusting.
So is there going to be anything specifically hunting related that you know of? Any panels or anything like that?
Not on the panel side. That may be something we do in the future as the event grows, because eventually it may become like a multi-day thing, and maybe different areas of the country, that sort of thing. But there isn't anything hunting specific at the event, but we certainly welcome discussion about it. I think a lot of the people that have gotten into firearms in the last few years, like last 10 years, a lot of them got in for self-defense reasons and haven't quite discovered how cool or eye-opening hunting can be as an experience.
Right.
So,
guns are part of hunting, but hunting's not necessarily part of guns.
Right. Yeah. Like all bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Same.
No, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Do you
fair.
hunt, John?
I have hunted. I like to hunt. I just don't get to go as often as I want.
But you got all this time, right?
Oh, shitloads of that. Yeah, lots of that. No, I've
don't blame you.
had a few really amazing experiences. I'm very spoiled when it comes to hunting. I haven't had to like go through the normal channels to hunt.
Mhm.
Like, I think the first time I ever hunted with a centerfire rifle, it was a $17,000 rifle setup.
Oh God.
You know, it
Damn.
was kind of crazy. I was in southern Texas and I was hunting nilgai, and I
Mhm.
had a $10,000 thermal on a Falcor 300 Win Mag with a big old can on it. Like, and I was in the blind with a guy that hosted a hunting TV show. Like, what the
Mhm.
fuck is my life? You know, I'm a moron. What is going on? It was amazing. And I shot a big old nilgai cow, and
Did it taste good?
yeah, it really did.
Yeah, it's
Mm,
really good.
Nilgai's amazing. This is
Mhm.
fucking fantastic.
it's my
The only
dream
one of
hunt.
us that's eaten nil guy put ketchup on it.
I
Listen.
would absolutely. First of all, no. Shut the fuck up. I would totally do that.
It was
probably
nilgai
good.
ground
I don't
nilgai
know.
cheeseburgers. So yeah,
That sounds
I put
amazing.
ketchup on it.
Absolutely.
He's
Ketchup.
just mad I didn't put everything else on it because I don't normally stock everything else.
He put.
I think we
Our
understated.
cheese and cheeseburger,
What's
I think-
everything else?
lettuce,
think we-
tomato, onion, the fixins or whatever Sam.
Pickles,
Yeah.
lettuce, onion, tomato. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
whatever Sam feels wasn't on my burger.
Whatever
that
he's cooked up as
blasphemed
the
him.
necessities.
I think we
He was mad it
understated
was a
how much
fucking
ketchup.
McDonald's cheeseburger and like ketchup, cheese, and cheeseburger.
I'm fine
He's
with
like-
I am too. It was fucking delicious.
Animals.
that.
Dave.
Yes. I
Yes,
understand.
they are delicious.
Go ahead, Dave.
I think we understated how much ketchup was on it. It was like
I think you're
You
overstating
sauteed.
how much.
So
Onion
here's the
ketchup.
problem. Here's the problem you're going to run into. I have ketchup pumping through my fucking veins. Like when it comes to that, like, bro, I'm in. You got ketchup? Yeah, buddy. Come on, hit me with it.
there's ranch people, then there's ketchup people.
Yeah. And ketchup is the superior race.
Oh.
Yeah. All
I
you
will.
ranch
I'll
fucks
agree with
can
that
go-
one. I'll
I-
agree with that one.
Now, if you mix them together,
Ooh, look at him having a fat kid moment. Look at him. I
Yeah.
saw it in his face.
Shut up.
He like
Retch
you
up.
did the thing with your fingers when you get excited, like you're a little kid, like woo. Yeah, look, he did it. I saw it.
Mike and his canch sauce.
Yeah, so the nilgai experience was really cool. The first hunting experience I ever had was in, besides like a blowgun in the backyard sort of situation. I was fortunate enough to have the same guy that got me into guns. Actually lives outside of Chicago, oddly enough. And I traveled out there and we went pheasant hunting in Wisconsin
Mhm.
in the winter. And that was just awesome. I love shotguns. So actual wing shooting is really, really cool. I've done that a few times. I hunted nilgai. I hunted a pig here in Pennsylvania. We were testing ammo back when I was doing consulting work with Lehigh Defense. I shot it was like 250-pound pig with a 500 Magnum at like 20 yards, and it cleared. So it's out of a 16-inch barrel. I had that you're not gonna be able to see it in this shot, but there's a Thompson Center rifle hanging up on the wall behind me. 16-inch barrel. So it's a 350 grain bullet, and it's probably cooking out of there at like 2,000, 2,200 feet per second, just screaming. And it goes through, it breaks the shoulder, goes clean across, breaks the opposite side hip, and goes out the ass end of that animal, and it just collapsed. It was intense. It was fucking intense. But yeah, I'd love to do it more. Me and Sean were talking about trying to do some more hunting, and it's just never. Like, it's so difficult to line up schedules and
Mhm.
all like the sponsors and all that sort of stuff to the point where I'm like, well, fuck it. I'll just go on my own. But time becomes the major issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, totally understand that. It's easy for some of us to sit back and judge those that say they don't have time.
But then you don't have
I mean,
time.
Right.
it's like,
Like,
I
oh,
don't.
and then yeah, exactly. Then you suddenly don't have time yourself, and you're like, oh, I was judging those people who didn't have time, and now I don't have time. Like,
Right.
It took us like a year to go on a coyote hunt, and then Sam couldn't make it.
That's no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then I couldn't make
was-
it either because I had knee surgery. So
That's another thing. I got into that a little bit. There's a place in northeastern PA that I have access to with a few friends, and we've taken some thermals and night vision out there and sat and waited for coyotes to show up, and they have yet to do that when I was there. But that's something I would like to try more, is a little bit of predator hunting, try out these insane products that we get to mess with. You know, it's funny because I have all the fucking amazing gear and I no longer have all the time, like you were saying.
Mhm.
It's funny.
Yeah,
I'm working I'm putting in a lot of time now with work so that I can have time later.
Yeah.
Whenever the fuck
Double-edged
that
sword.
is.
and that's what you should do, and that's why I say, like, a lot of us, honestly, I think I'm in that privileged group where I put the time in and now I'm enjoying the benefits of it. So I don't judge people who say they don't have time, because, like, I was there. I
Sure.
was
I was
granted
there.
it wasn't even for something that I was passionate about. It was just work, you
Sure.
know. And we're past that now. And now when you get to that point where you get to kick back and you get everybody else doing your job for you, and you're just kicking back like, man, life is good. Enjoy it, and remember how hard you worked to get there, because it's fucking awesome. But I mean, until you, I don't know where I was going with that, honestly.
Pretty deep is where you were
I
going.
do.
Mike,
I was,
Mike, did they give you some pretty good stuff after that knee surgery?
yeah, they gave me Percocet.
Yeah. Figured
Okay.
He is high as fuck.
Having a little
Super
trouble with.
seized.
I can't really tell time right now, guys.
We got to land that plane.
Also, Mike, you can't say you didn't enjoy your previous job. I remember you, the picture of you writing children's names in the JDAM.
That's adorable, but there are actually tragically few photos of me doing my job.
I wonder why.
They're all
Where's Mike? We
classified.
don't know. We're taking the picture. Fuck it.
So
No.
we're so for GunCon this year, we have our own internal private competition for our listeners.
Oh boy, I can't wait to hear this bullshit.
You're
It's
gonna
the
love it.
It's the Measure Jeremy contest from We Like Shooting.
Measure him? Which part of him?
Any part
his-
of it.
Why
his-
does
all of
everybody?
him.
Why does
Height.
everybody say that? Just
You know, it's obvious as fuck to us, but to other men, I suppose.
maybe this is how we figure out who's gay. Like if you have to ask, then we know you're gay.
Oh boy.
You know, it's the
You know,
whole Jeremy.
He always claims he's Mr.
A to B.
6'7", and we want proof, but we don't want to get it ourselves.
So what you do is you bring a stick that is pre-measured.
No, don't give
No,
people
Don't,
ideas.
no, you're going to give away the sauce. Don't you? They have to figure this out on their own.
Who is they?
The listeners.
The listeners.
Anybody who listens to us who goes to GunCon.
The
All
idea
four of
is to measure Jeremy and make sure he's actually 6'7" or greater
Like,
without
And he
without
cannot
getting punched, and not without him knowing about it.
you can't know about it.
Good luck about that. Jesus.
mhm.
That's what makes it a
Get ready,
challenge.
Get a
get
picture?
ready to get backhanded.
And you're going to get if anyone can do it and give us proof, then they're going to win a T-shirt that says "I met Sasquatch and all I got was this lousy T-shirt."
Mhm.
Okay, that's fair. I wish anyone that chooses to take on that challenge, I wish you Godspeed, because you might die.
You might get choked.
You might
Probably
yes,
get choked.
Yeah.
I
mean,
think
that's part of
getting
the
choked would be
experience.
the safer option. At least
I
at
mean-
some point, he could realize, oh, the life is draining. I could maybe let up. Versus a backhand from the gorilla sends you halfway across the room. You slam into a concrete pole. Your skull is crushed.
Oh, he doesn't hit that hard.
What the fuck is going on in your head right now?
Percocet.
Yeah.
Some anime shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you damn
Did you have like the
Deep.
lines in the background going through?
I think we all
Oh,
look like
Like
mute.
the
Mike.
Batman? Pow.
we all
Yes.
look like chibis. to Mike.
I mean, I met Jeremy and I didn't get choked. I also didn't try to measure Jeremy.
Does he know about this contest?
No,
Absolutely
he doesn't
not.
pay it.
No, that,
He doesn't
God,
pay
no.
attention to us.
Should I call him?
No,
Seems unwise
I mean,
to
if you do,
pre-warn
it might
him
make it
about
more
our.
fun. But
If you see somebody walking up with 1 2/3 hockey sticks, punch them.
1 2/3. What the fuck?
hey, Jeremy, stay away from anybody who has measuring tape.
Just pass him out of the door.
Why are you carrying a plumb bob? Because I want to. That's why.
It's important.
I just
Leave
like
me
to
alone.
Swing it around.
I said, don't bother me when I'm cleaning my room.
So yeah,
Well, I'm
that's
excited. I'm
happening.
excited that you guys can make it out.
Yeah, we're
and
excited
be a
about
part of
that.
it, man. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna
Yeah,
be fun.
we're super excited. Like I talked it up so much last time that they were like, "Oh man, like we actually missed out on something." I was like, "Yeah, you
Goddamn
fucking
right.
did." It was great.
What should we add for like you hunting enthusiasts? What would you guys like to see?
I haven't really figured it out yet. Like I'm new to the event scene altogether.
Okay.
I would say that yours was the first one I traveled for, and
Oh, cool.
Swamp Fox's the one that Swamp Fox did here in Colorado back in October, a year and a half or so, Rocky Mountain Range Day. That was my first
yeah.
actual event where I like got to talk to vendors and see people and
Sure.
kind of get my first gathering of what this was about, and then going to yours and seeing a big one and seeing like it had 3 times the vendors that Rocky Mountain Range Day did, and it was a little. There was a lot, but only a little bit of it interested me.
Sure.
But because of that, that's what excites me about bringing these other 2 nerds with me, because only a little bit of it might interest them, or a lot of it might interest them. And then we'll all get to come back and take Sam's little bit and my little bit and Vince's little bit and Dave's. Oh, look, Dave's little bit's over. And we can put them all together.
And make Voltron.
Yeah, and we can make Dave jealous and rave about this shit when we come back. And like, so hunting wise, it'd be nice to see. I didn't see many bolt gun companies. It was mostly
Sure.
tactical gun companies.
I mean,
granted, bolt gun companies, to find a good, decent bolt gun company,
sure.
that's tough to do these days.
I've got like 3. So
Okay.
like packs,
Who?
Yeah,
like
Backpacks.
some sort of pack.
hunting pack.
Oh, pack.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
like
you were
a
talking about a bolt action company. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, yeah, no.
We bounced. Sorry.
Some sort of tripod company or
Okay.
bipod, or that does both, and then binoculars. That's
Okay.
a big one. Which I know a lot of optics companies do binoculars, but not all optics companies do binoculars.
Yeah, I definitely want to try to bring in some more of those brands. I mean, Vertex is there, but they don't necessarily have hunting related gear.
No, theirs is more.
Mhm.
EDC
It's more
stuff.
the tactical side of things, I guess you could say, in EDC bags. Are there any brands that
mean-
stand out to you for packs that like I could reach out to for next year?
Oh, Sam.
The thing is with packs is that the main
it's-
the mainline names. Well, who bought up Mystery Ranch?
I cannot remember.
I'm not sure.
Off the top
I
of
mean,
my head,
I do have
but-
a small relationship with Bog, and I know they make some tripods and
Yeah.
they also make some
Yeah.
hunting packs, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
That's-
I mean,
Them.
it's gun
Yeah.
con. It's not hunting con. So it's
Well,
it-
that's part of the growth, you know. Part of the
Yeah.
growth is people starting to learn what the event is and how they can be a part of it. And some brands hear GunCon and they think it's very like pigeonholed. They try to put it in a box in their own heads rather than go,
Mhm.
oh yeah, this is larger than this. Like for example, I would like to see some overlanding brands be there. I would like to see
Just beat me to
vehicle and survival brands and
Mhm.
that sort of thing be there. And
You just beat me to it because
On camping food, then hunting food. If you're gonna go,
yeah,
reach
all
out
of that kind of
Sam,
stuff. Anything
what was-
anything sort of related makes a lot of sense to me as the guy. like that makes a lot of sense to me to include those brands. We just have to be able to convince them to be there.
Right.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
for sure.
Sam,
one-
Like Garmin,
Sure.
or
Yeah.
Onyx,
Sam's gonna murder
whatever,
Dave.
what have you.
I'm
Sorry.
actually gonna murder you, Mike, because you're the one who cut me off.
Yeah.
Right.
Get wrecked, dickhead. Go
My-
ahead, Sam.
My issue with a lot of not issue, but with a lot of the hunting stuff is you do look at or go to some of the bigger like hunting related.
What are you looking at up there?
Me? Oh, I don't. look at fucking anything.
I'm just
The
fucking
ether.
with you.
Oh,
I'm just
if
fucking
you
with
think this is bad, you should try talking to me in the same room.
That's
Oh.
where his train of thought is. It's
Mhm.
running.
Yeah,
out
it's
of-
Oh,
That's why I like
there.
talking to him on a podcast.
All right,
It's
sorry. Go
It's
ahead.
going over the little
Tangent.
bridge, and now it's in the tunnel. With a lot of hunting related stuff is the same
Yep,
reason
my
you
mind's
talked
strange.
about you don't want GunCon to be all stuffy and fucking upright and a lot of hunting doesn't suit our sense of humor, to put it
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
way.
because they're fucking stuck up dickheads. But
Yeah,
that
Mhm.
kind of shit just won't fly. I mean, if they can't handle me going, "What's up, fuckers?" Then it's just not going to be a good fit. But hopefully, as the old stuffy people kind of die out of hunting, we'll start to see a younger bunch of folks that kind of get it. Because I walk around the Great American Outdoor Show and fuck with the guys, the guides that are in their 30s and 40s, and they
Yep.
laugh at all the same shit that we laugh at.
they
Like
do.
those guys are there, but they're so used to, like SCI and these other hunting shows being very corporate that when they go to a show, they don't know how to shut that off.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to encourage people to be able to like learn how to shut that off and have a damn good time. Because both things are possible. We can grow the community, we can showcase products, we can build together with the public and still laugh and have a good time. All those things can happen at the same time. We just got to get there.
Mhm. So in the meantime, I think some of the more ancillary items that overlap. So you talked about more survival type stuff. Yeah, that checks out. Food definitely checks out. I hate to say like a freaking company like Camelback, but most I can think of
Oh,
is like
sure.
hydration. But
Yeah.
it's that kind of stuff that overlaps with hunting, but that's not like you're trying to get First Light to come and dealing with fucking phrasing, and you're dealing with all that shit of just stuck up bastards.
Yeah,
You
I don't know if we'll be able to convince a lot of those brands all at once to
Oh,
be
yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think it'll be a war of attrition over the next 4 or 5 years to just get more and more and more every year to be a part of it.
For sure.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's-
think those are good like general ideas from a hunting standpoint. Packs, food, survival stuff.
I was thinking along the lines of maybe some kind of panels, like maybe an introduction to hunting, because there's, like you were talking about earlier, more people get into guns first and then look to hunting later.
Mhm.
Whereas, our fathers and grandfathers, they were into hunting and that's what got them into guns.
Sure, it was the other way around.
Mhm.
Right. Because
Yeah.
most people who were into guns were into hunting first because they just had the opportunities. And nowadays, a lot of people don't have that opportunity and they get into guns because they think they're cool,
Sure.
or self-defense, or all of the other reasons.
I can see going along the lines of Vince is like why hunting, and a lot of it, especially here in Colorado, a lot of the hunting stuff can feed off of the gun control stuff. So it's back and forth almost. And I think if there were a intro to hunting panel, we could answer a lot of those questions. Like,
Well, I think if we
why
did,
do hunt
you know,
and-
our current format for panels isn't really like what you guys are talking about is more like a seminar where people
Yes.
sit down and do
Yeah.
like educational shit. And our panels
Mhm.
are more like open conversation, two-way thing, rather than that. But that doesn't
Mhm.
mean we can't have something like that in the future.
oh,
You
for
know,
sure.
the challenge, the reason stuff like that hasn't quite happened yet is simply because there's not enough hours in the day.
Mhm.
And as GunCon evolves, like every year I'll send out I'll send out surveys asking for what people want to see and add to GunCon. And that's definitely something. Keep that in mind and let me know after this year's event so that we can put that on the sort of idea list for next year and make sure that shit like that happens. Because
Right.
I think hunting is so fucking important to American culture, and it's kind of dying in large part. You know, I think we can agree that hunting as a culture is dying.
Yep.
And I would love to see that continued on with a lot of the people that are a part of the TGC family. You know, some of these newer gun owners come out there and learn something, and maybe they can provide for themselves and their family some seriously amazing meat and also get some incredible experiences out of it too.
Yeah, definitely. If it's not something that's desired when talking, just getting feedback about the event. And of course, like once I go and see what goes on there, I'll be able to kind of look at what would fit better and that
Sure.
kind of thing. But like if the feedback isn't there that that's what people want, then of course don't just go throwing it at people. Like, no, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Vince's internet is completely fine until he tries to talk, and then he
Oh,
robots
no.
out. Apparently,
That'll happen.
He got hit by a tornado again.
Yeah.
Well, I'm back.
Oh, he's back.
Oh.
Yep, he's good.
Anyway,
what I did like, there was that one company there that had the clay pigeon launchers that you load with your foot. That I think it was Caldwell.
Yep.
That was really cool. That really struck me. That was I think a really good direction towards both the sport shooting side of things and the possibly the hunting side as well.
They've got
'Cause-
something even cooler this year called the Clay Copter. Have you seen this thing?
Yeah,
No.
it looks like a drill, but it shoots fucking little discs.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
basically
yeah, we did
firing a
see that.
propeller,
Mhm.
and they are biodegradable targets. It's
Yep.
going to be fucking awesome, and they're going to be demoing that for everybody this year.
that's
yeah, no
cool.
one's gonna
I can't
buy
wait to
5
see
of those
that.
and go shoot each other in the woods with them. That's not gonna happen.
I mean,
So that
that's-
sounds like a good time to me.
that sounds fun.
Biodegradable
Just for safety
bag.
goggles. Get shot in the neck with it. It's just sticking. Relax. It's biodegradable. It'll dissolve.
It's
Yeah.
fine. It'll degrade in 10 years.
Don't tell mom.
He's just crying. Don't tell mom.
Okay, do it to me. Do it to me.
But yeah, I thought Caldwell was cool having a hunting pack company right next to them, or like Peak Refuel, just to throw one company for food out there because I like Peak's food.
Yeah,
Hell,
Peak's good. Peak's good.
Peak's good, but fuck Peak. We need to get some guy like Vince who's got his own little freeze dryer who just sells food labeled not for human consumption, so he can sell his dog food on the side, and then we
Oh,
buy it.
that sounds like the worst food truck ever. Just
Yeah, it does.
just handing out dried food. Like, good luck.
Vince
Here's
is
a bottle of
dry.
water. Swish it around. It's
Oh, no.
kind of warm.
It's got one of those taps, like for hot water. You know,
How do you
Like
sell
a-
your
like
food
Like a
so cheap?
styrofoam cup
Hydration
and a bag
costs
of
extra.
fucking dried food. Put it in your mouth and swish.
With a percolator.
Ugh. It's fucking disgusting.
It's like selling a cup of noodles without the water.
This is the worst cereal
Yes.
ever.
Hang on. I've got a question for everybody. Is cereal soup?
So what defines soup?
oh God, you just
See.
know you're just supposed to
No,
say yes or
no,
no.
I'm not defining soup. You have to tell me if cereal is soup.
I vote no because you can eat cereal by the handful. I have yet to meet a soup I have eaten by the handful.
You haven't tried hard enough.
You've eaten by the handful.
Okay, so if you take croutons and throw it in a glass of water, is that soup?
Or is it cereal?
Suddenly, I think that's Italian cereal. I guess
Oh, that's fucking dynamite.
know what?
Italian cereal.
You gotta-
fucking sick bastard.
you got to make a
Good
broth. Okay, so if it's pasteurized milk, yes. If it's not pasteurized milk, then no. They boiled it, makes it soup. There you go.
But gazpacho is a cold
It's
soup.
disgusting.
It's a cold soup.
Ugh,
It's not boiled.
crap.
Soup.
Is it heated in any way prior?
Not that I'm aware of.
Maybe it should be.
Is
So
it
it ought to be
steamed?
like-
If it's
Does
if
the
it should be
essence-
heated, then it's just tomato soup at that point. Isn't it?
Does the essence of the stuff is it given time to just seep into the fluid? Maybe if you put
Is
if
it
you put
self-steeping?
Well, yeah. You like if have you ever
Okay,
like Honey
okay.
Nut Cheerios? The essence of the Honey Nut Cheerios
Okay.
definitely dissolves
The
into the
essence.
milk.
Shut up,
The
Mike.
Essence.
The essence of the
fucking
Lucky
essence
Charms.
of Honey Nut Cheerios. This is the discussion.
Vince
Better
is talking
question.
about the essence of
Is
the
a hot dog a
flavors.
sandwich?
yes, go back to the cereal.
He's
Um,
He's long sandwich, but his sandwich.
Oh, this is fucking great.
um,
This is what the people come for.
no, okay. It turns into soup eventually. Soggy cereal is just soup. That's what it is. Once it's soggy, it is soup now.
The
You're
essence of
racing the soup.
cereal.
Okay, you're trying to get it before it becomes soup. Now I don't mind.
So
the
does that also
broth at
make
the
melted
end.
ice cream with chunks soup?
I
Yes,
guess
because
Yeah,
I used to
fucking up
make
the
ice
game
cream
plan.
soup when you've got ice cream scoops and your ice cream is
Why did
melting.
you-
You
why
you
did
turn
you
it
use
into
your
ice cream
hands?
soup.
When
Might as well
describing
got the
scoops
ice
of
cream
He's high as
scoop.
fuck right now, John.
and we got the ice
Properly
cream.
scoop ice cream. You gotta
soups,
grab
got
that
the-
bitch.
Mike's up there
I'm
like
watching
aliens.
in my brain. You're fucking digging with your fucking disgusting fingernails into a fucking thing.
Gotta
Of ice cream.
little.
Ooh, this is gonna be
Oh,
delicious.
it's like Will Ferrell
It's
on the
Baskin
Office
Robbins
grabbing the cake.
bubble gum, trying to
Ugh.
get every little last one I can. Just
I deserve
Ugh.
this.
I deserve this. Yes.
I got 3 show titles out of that, by the way.
Yes.
You're welcome. Dusky Econ in the comments said cereal is not soup. Hot dog is a sandwich. Chili with beans is still chili.
Chili
Oh.
without beans is still chili. Chili with beans is how it's meant to bean.
Let's just be fair. Chili with beans is fucking gross, and you should feel bad about it.
Beans are just
I
soggy nuts.
No, what's gross is the farts that the beans give you afterwards, but those are worth it because then you can clear
They
out
add
your friends.
nothing to the fucking chili.
But they add everything to the conversation. When
They
you
add
clear
an
your friends
umami
out of the
flavor.
room.
They do not add umami flavor. They taste
Yeah, they
like
do.
fucking dirt. You get that out of here.
That's why you put a wooden spoon.
Use the right
in your
beans.
chili.
You're using the wrong beans. You should have used Italian croutons. I said specifically not to use the butter croutons.
Okay,
I'm gonna shove a
here's
gun
the
con
real
like I said
question, is
no
chili
green
soup-
M&Ms.
That Ozzy wanted 3,000 brown M&Ms in a brandy glass.
What?
What movie is it from?
I know this one.
Well, but
I don't.
Anyway, there's
I
no
don't
prize
know.
for knowing it. so-
Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. I don't
It's
know.
not. No, it's from like an 90s movie.
Bob from Gideon Optics says new YouTube short series. Mike just walking into buffets and self-serve salad bars, digging his hands into vats of food.
You know what? That'd probably get us more followers than what we're doing now.
So
It sounds
one of
like a
the-
really awful Facebook page. You know,
One
like
of the
food
biggest
in places it
buffets-
shouldn't be.
There's a buffet in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, called Shady Maple Smorgasbord, and they have a whole
brand.
area just for desserts. And what you could do is take your fucking weird claws and go dig into the Jello and see how that feels, and then dig into the fucking I don't know, gelatinous fucking lemon stuff. I don't know what else. Sherbet, sure, some of that too.
This is
Dude, I could do this
disgusting.
with my eyes
I'll
closed.
take
and it
some
would
of the
be
yellow.
just like the haunted houses of my day. Like, here,
Yes.
reach into this bowl of eyeballs.
Yes. Yeah.
It
Ooh,
sounds like
it's a brain.
Yeah, the
It
brain.
sounds like a bad bit from Jackass, where like pretend to be blind and go into buffets and just grab stuff.
That does sound like a bit of shitty fucking jackass bit.
Something he would do in Bad Grandpa.
So where should I go hunting next?
What do you want to go hunting for?
Well,
That
tell
was
me
my
what I should be hunting
predators.
for.
What you like shotguns, so you should definitely
love
be hunting for
shotguns.
birds. Pennsylvania, you probably get some pretty decent duck migration.
Yes.
From you should definitely be duck hunting then.
Or hear
But
me out.
that might be
Along
because I
the-
have a hard on for duck hunting.
along the line of
I would love to
shotguns,
try it.
you go with Dooley for pheasants
Yeah,
in one of the Dakotas, whichever one
Yeah.
he's at.
he's in.
I
the
would
South
love to fucking
Dakota.
go up there with Dooley and do that, man. That would be so much fucking fun.
I've
Yeah.
done that 2 years in a row now. I haven't come back with any birds either year, but it's been
Did
a
you
lot.
not
of
see him,
fun.
or can you not shoot?
Well, I couldn't shoot. There was one
Mhm.
this last time. One went right up in front of me, and I was like,
His manservant Garth didn't shoot it for him.
"Goth,
Yeah.
Goth, you
Oh,
didn't shoot."
golf.
I came back with a bunny because Goth shot it.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a quick story about a pheasant related to what you just said. So my first time out with my buddy Mike from Chicago area and my buddy Pat, who's from this area but lived in Chicago, we go up to Wisconsin, and there's three of us walking this field. And we're at like one of those places that's kind of like a canned hunt. You know, they stock the field, that sort of shit.
Yeah.
We're walking around, and Pat stumbles upon a pheasant, and it's at his feet. And he looks at the guide, and he's like, what do I do? Like, I can't just shoot it on the fucking ground. Like, what do I do? So the guide says, boot it. Just fucking kick it. So he kicks it, and it goes like fluttering up his chest and just like beats him in the face, right? As it's going. And it starts to like fly away, right? It starts to like kind of put distance, and it's flapping its wings, backing up. And this fucking dickhead holds up his shotgun, and it gets to about the end of the barrel, and he pulls the fucking trigger, right? So I have never seen anything quite like this. It happened at such an angle that it gutted the thing,
Uh-huh.
except for the heart. So it's just fucking meat and a beating little heart inside of this animal. It was one of the fucking weirdest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And he just eviscerated this thing. You know, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's completely inexperienced. And he just right there. Like, okay, bud. All right. That's one way to do it. At least you got it.
That was
That
just-
is
Mountain
awesome.
species and feathers.
Yeah.
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 To answer your question, learned a lot about going pheasant hunting, especially in Dooley's neck of the woods. I'll bring steel shot next time. We'll have better shots on stuff. And but yeah, no, we saw some stuff. Just wasn't one of those years, you know what I mean?
Okay. So
But
you suggested duck hunting. Dave, you said pheasant hunting with Dooley.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have options or opinions.
Lay it on me,
about,
man.
like,
Give me
weekend-
like top
weekend shit.
three.
So for a guy in
You're the fucking
Pennsylvania,
guys. I gotta know.
if you're a guy in Pennsylvania and you're paying for an out-of-state tag, like if you want a big bull elk, I would absolutely hire a guide
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
and a reputable guide.
I don't know that
That
I'm
way
physically
it
fit
is-
enough to do an elk hunt.
It's worth your time. There's a place here in Colorado that is high
What was that
fence.
word you just said?
Colorado.
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 Okay.
He also
Keep going.
says it Buena Vista and Puebla.
It is Buena
Okay.
Vista
Puebla.
and it's Pueblo.
Pueblo.
But anyway,
Puebly.
it's 640
Pueblo.
acres of high fence, and it's like, I don't know, $6,000 to shoot a bull elk in there, but you 100% have a chance at a shot. If you want a bull elk, it's a high fence hunt. I understand that. It's wishy
Yeah, it's a
washy.
give and take.
If you
Yeah, we
if
don't
you
care
want a
that.
bull elk on your fucking wall, that's the place to do it.
I want the meat.
You get the meat too.
Yeah, I want the meat.
If you
That's
want the
most
experience
important
of hiking your ass off like Sam does every year with a
And
bow,
not succeeding.
I mean,
yeah, I mean you can do that too for $600. But
if you're gonna spend money on, not even necessarily a canned hunt, I was looking into it a few years back, and I think it was somewhere in South Dakota. You could go shoot a cow buffalo for about
yeah.
$4,000, and it was a 3 or 4 day weekend, all meals included for you and a guest. So
I've heard of hunting buffalo. Like I've heard stories of it, and every time I've heard a story about it, it's basically like, well, the thing was just standing in a field, and they told me to go fucking shoot it.
It's like
yeah,
shooting
it's like
cow.
shooting a cow.
It's more like getting a buffalo. Like,
They are
Yeah.
you go get it, you get to shoot it, and then they butcher it and send meat with you. I mean,
that
that's
part's
not
okay,
my
yeah.
suggestion. I mean, it would be much more interesting to me if like if they made it to where like the only way you can actually go hunt a buffalo is you have to ride a horse and you have to lance it. But
I'm still
Okay.
in.
You also
But,
have to be naked.
I'm still in. I'm more in.
I'm in. Does it come with a loincloth? I don't care.
The loincloth's just flapping up like
Yes.
"Eh."
Yeah.
kind of what Dave was saying. It's kind of what you want to do. If I was sitting in your place in Pennsylvania, there, I'd find somewhere local where I could go hunt deer. Because
You know, I have never actually hunted. I've never hunted whitetail in Pennsylvania. I've only done that. I did that with Eric from Iraq Vet 8888. I did that on Chad's property. I don't know, probably 10 years ago now. We sat out there and tried to get some whitetail, but I didn't see anything. Yeah, man, I'm very fortunate. You know, like I don't have children, and I can get to just about any corner of the country fairly easily. I can come up with an excuse to go somewhere. So I'm not afraid of traveling, and I'm also not afraid of spending some time and a little bit of coin on an incredible experience. I've had the opportunity. I've got friends, my buddy Matt DeVito, who I've had on my podcast. He's involved with SCI, and he and I have known each other forever. And he loves bear hunting. He's like, dude, you got to come bear hunting. Or he wants me to go down to Texas and shoot pigs. Like the opportunities are endless. It's just, you know, what is the batting order, you know?
Yeah. Kajik has wares if you have coin.
Well,
Yeah.
if you want to do something where you're like, oh, I want to go have a huge experience, definitely a canned elk hunt is right up there. If you are looking for something where I want to go do this, I'm going to go spend the morning doing that. Duck hunting is perfect for that. And
If you want to go shoot dinosaurs, Texas sandhill crane, basically a little dinosaur.
Is it really? I've heard that.
And they taste great.
Oh my god!
And
I
when
love
they are
crane.
flying over, like doing their little trilling sound, yeah, they're huge.
I am
Well,
genuinely
around-
working on a way to try to hunt them in Lake Pueblo while
Yeah.
I'm duck hunting. Like they like to hang out on the southern shore in the rocks, and when you get about 100 yards away, they'll spook up. So I'm trying to come up with ways like maybe I can hike in over.
It was coming right for me.
Right.
Basically.
Like
But
I'm
no,
John,
trying
you
to-
got
I go down to Texas every year. We shoot crane and geese down there. You get to roundhouse kick them in the face because crane are not safe to pick up if they're not dead. So
Okay.
it's a good time. That or
Dude,
hunt
I'm
beaver
into
what
that.
I do.
John, you've got
Yeah.
like that 500 Smith & Wesson lever gun, right?
Yeah, I've got one of those and the 500 Smith & Wesson single shot behind me. Again, they're like way up here on the wall.
Yeah.
You ought to go take that lever gun and shoot a grizzly bear with it.
I would love to. I would love to. I don't know what the legality is, but I would love to get a spirit bear. I think that would be an incredible experience because it's just different.
Ooh.
What's a spirit bear? I don't think I've
So
heard of
it's the color phase change in a grizzly.
Mhm.
that. Oh,
When they
okay.
look blonde, they call
Mhm.
those a spirit bear.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's some sort of significance. Like I just think they're incredible. And if I'm going to take one, of course it's going to be in like a reasonable way, and I'm not just going to go trophy hunt. I'm going to eat the whole fucking thing. I just think if I'm going to mount one, that's probably what I would want.
That would make a
Nice.
really cool, unique mount.
Are you
Right.
going to eat the baculum as well?
I don't know what that is.
That's the penis bone. Not
Sure.
the
Why
bear.
are you like this?
Sure, I'd eat the bone.
Why do you know this?
Because when I went hunting
It's a
That-
bone.
Because when I sucked on the wang of a grizzly bear,
Do you have
No,
to boil it?
because,
Does it become soup?
I don't know.
What are you doing, Sam? The bare necessities.
Baculum
Oh.
soup.
James F in Michigan keeps telling me that if I ever kill a bear, I have to cut it off and turn it into a necklace. I'm just like, that's fucking
that's
weird.
so fucking weird.
Dude, if somebody cut off my dick after killing me and wore it as a necklace, I'd think that's really fucking weird.
All right, challenge accepted.
I swear to
I
God,
have-
if you don't fucking wear his dick on your neck, it just doesn't count.
You ain't got no nipples.
Did you really kill him if that didn't happen?
Come on,
I have.
show me your dickless.
I have one more suggestion.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
One thing that you can hunt in Pennsylvania that you can pretty well hunt pretty much anywhere else, and there's different species of them, and you can get what is called a slam or grand slam is turkeys.
Turkey, yeah.
Oh, yep.
There's
Mhm.
dude, I didn't realize it. There are turkey, like wild turkey, right around the corner from my house.
There's an option for
There
you.
you go.
Yeah, I would love. I hear. I talked to a guy from Rite Shotguns, and we were talking about trying to put a hunt together. But he said turkey hunting in Maryland is also really good, and I'm fucking 20 minutes from Maryland.
Yeah.
You know,
Turkey
in
hunting-
the Northeast, it's easy to fucking go anywhere into
Yeah.
the next state. It's not that far away. So turkey hunting is definitely on the list. I've talked about trying to do whatever the Texas one is. I think it's Osceola. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Osceola?
Yeah, that. There's the spot I hunted Nilgai in South Texas. I believe they have them, and so I'm about trying to do that with 22 Plinkster sometime.
Mhm.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be kicking the ass. Get a Rio Grande, Merriam's, Osceola, and anywhere you go. I mean, you could really hunt a
What's the
different
fourth one?
species of turkey.
Dude, if you like eating nilgai, you should really
God
try
damn it.
eating nil girls. They're so much better.
And that's it for tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it pretty
Wow.
much is. We hit an hour and 16 minutes, and Mike's freaking over here doing bad puns. So that's usually the ringer.
What do you mean? I'm always doing bad puns, Ding
Yeah,
Dong.
but towards the end, they get worse.
They stretch slightly.
I get tired. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Guys,
before we go,
I'm tired. I'm sleepy.
Before we go, I have a shotgun related question for John.
Oh God. Oh God.
So I have a Rite GPS XL. That's my
How much did you pay
shotgun.
for it again?
We're- I overpaid.
I'm looking up what that is.
1,000.
It is. It's their like $450, $500 pump action shotgun
Why did you buy that?
because
You won it.
So I went to Dave's neck of the woods, and we were doing his Pheasants Forever banquet down there.
Okay.
And they sell these hats. Every hat is a gun. So they sell 7 hats. They auction off the hats, and you literally auction style bid for the hats. And at the
You
end,
just don't
everybody
know
who wins
what
a
gun
hat,
you're getting.
right? It could be anything from a Taurus 22 Magnum to that year, I think, was a Christensen Arms 28 Nosler. So $3,000 gun.
Okay.
The
So you
hats
ended
were
up
going-
with this shotgun.
Right. So I ended up making out over, unfortunately, but the shotgun's pretty cool and I really like it. My shotgun related question for you is I've been swapping the chokes in and out
Okay.
pretty regularly, and the full choke got stuck in there last duck season because I shot quite a bit of coot and duck on the lakes at about 50 yards, and the full choke's the way to do that. Can't
What-
get the full choke out now.
Oh, so it's stuck in there. Okay. So what ammo were you running through that full choke?
It
Was
was
it steel shot?
Yes.
Okay. That full choke is now a part of that barrel.
Oh, fun.
You are definitely not supposed to put steel shot through full chokes,
Ooh.
at least to my knowledge. Some might say like they're safe for it or not, but it's very likely that that's fused. I would say take a blowtorch to it and see if you can heat up, like stick it down in there so you're not like roasting that camo off of there.
Yeah.
But you just try some heat, see if you can get it out of there. Otherwise, contact them and see if you can get a new barrel. I don't know.
You got a full choke gun now.
it just lives there now.
Yeah,
I mean-
you're the chokes. You're supposed to be careful with steel shot through certain kinds of chokes, and if you put a lot of steel through a full choke, it's very possible that you just rammed it into the threads, and it may never come out. I don't know. I would try heat. That's my
Okay.
first thing. Heat, penetrating oil. Do that sort of stuff and see if you can get it out. You may need a hammer and a screwdriver to get on the little tabs to get it moving, but
The choke tool. I don't even know what the proper nomenclature for these is because I cannot
choke
find
tool's
them
fine,
on the
yeah.
the one that Rite sent with the shotgun, it came with a couple of chokes and the removal tool. Well, that one that I was trying to use to get it out, it was actually bending because
Oh,
that
yeah,
choke
yeah.
wasn't coming out. Do you have any recommendations for like some harder steel choke removal tools I can try before I
Do you know what
start
chokes
working
that
on it?
thing uses?
I
I know it says they use it comes with a cylinder modified and full interchangeable MaraPro choke. What the fuck is a MaraPro choke?
Apparently, it's what
It's a new type of
has.
metal or something.
Oh, so that's like their brand of chokes.
Oh,
Okay. Jebs might have some, maybe. I don't know. I would call Briley and explain it to them. Briley makes some of the best chokes out there,
Okay.
and they may be able to give you some direction on how to get that fucking thing out of there, or if you're going to be able to. But like, if I had that kind of issue, one, I would do heat and some oil and see if you can get something into the threads. There you go, choke wrench. That's the correct tool.
Choke
Or correct
wrench.
term. So I would try that and then hit the manufacturer, see if they have any recommendations. Also call Briley. Also be prepared to get a new barrel.
Or, like
Fair.
Time Off said, cutting torch.
I wouldn't cut through a barrel with. I would let a gunsmith do that because
Yeah.
you start fucking with that metallurgy, you're gonna have a problem. Then you can't do chokes anymore at that point either, unless you get it re-threaded, which is dumb for a $400 shotgun.
Yeah,
Like at that point, I've got a full choke gun that I just have to set my decoys at like 25 yards to have a better chance of hitting. Like that's.
I mean, I don't think that you need full choke to kill a. What were you shooting?
I was shooting ducks
Coot.
and coot at about 50 yards on the lake.
Yeah, I don't
because
think
of
you need
getting-
a full choke for that.
Okay.
I think you can get away with a modified choke if you're using steel shot. I think you'd be fine doing that, or
Okay.
even a cylinder, because you would be surprised how little that shot pattern opens up even at 50 yards. Like, it doesn't even really start to open up until it's like a whole yard outside of the gun. That's when it starts to open up.
I have
So-
heard stories of guys out hunting for birds and a deer jumps out at point blank range. And at point blank range, a wad of number 8 bird shot will act like a slug.
Oh, yeah.
that's
So
the
there's,
only time my grandfather brought home a deer.
There's actually a way that you can do field expedient slugs by pouring like crayon wax into a just a birdshot round and fire it. You
They
can
do that
it's
in
like
Africa.
cut shells, so
Yep.
you can fire the end off the fucking shell, and it'll work like a slug, and they hit hard.
I've done them. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they're fun.
Granular impact theory, right?
I mean, sure.
Like, yep.
Science.
It's a bunch of pellets that you fill with wax or something, and then it acts like a fucking slug.
Yeah, you bond them together, and then they impact as one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think call around, see what you can come up with.
All right.
All right, let's close this out with a real question.
Okay.
I think we've
Yes.
covered a lot, so I'm just going to do one. Dave, or not Dave. Dave's already answered this. John,
Hi.
if you could hunt one dinosaur, what would you hunt, and what would you hunt it with?
Are we talking actual dinosaur?
Yes.
Real dinosaur, like
Okay.
Not
Nancy
one of the
Pelosi, but,
Halloween
like,
costumes.
Animal dinosaur.
Okay. I would hunt pterodactyls with a flak cannon.
Fuck yes.
That sounds like fucking fun. The next is a T-Rex with a 500 Magnum, but I think the flak cannon would be way more fun.
Yeah, that's a good
or quad 50. Who that might be.
Oh.
Oh my god! Like in the
Fucking
fucking
almost
turret
else.
and everything.
Yeah, you should definitely go duck hunting. You would like shooting animals out of the sky.
I have been duck hunting before. It is fun.
Oh, like you know, Mike. Captain Water Slaughter over here.
I mean, you'd like shooting animals off the water.
How's your barrel doing, by the way? Is it still fucked up? Still? No? No? You're silent? Okay.
I mean, it didn't get fixed in the last 34 seconds. No,
Well, you shouldn't have fucked it up.
we don't know for sure it's fucked up. We're just pretty sure it's fucked up.
I'm
I'm sure.
80% are on that one. I've been surprised
John,
before.
Where can people buy GunCon tickets?
You can go to guncon.net. If you sat through all of this, first of all, God bless you.
Mhm.
We love you.
Guncon.net. You can get tickets. They're $50 and includes your lunch and a t-shirt. And I would love to see you there. If you're within, I don't know, 6 to 8 hour drive of Cleveland, it's totally worth it. And these guys would also like to see you there. So go buy tickets.
So I'll say this much
28.
about the location. Getting to Grinnell, Iowa wasn't super ideal, being an hour outside of Des Moines. Buddy and I, we just drove it, no big deal. John, I know you drove down from Pennsylvania too. It was pretty central for basically everybody that came last time. The thing about Cleveland, while it's not real central to anybody, it's also kind of a major airport. And so when we first started talking about this, I was like, man, that's 20 hours away. Like, damn, that's a long drive. And these dudes are like, well, just fly. And I'm like, I don't fly. I don't like flying. I'm driving. So I start looking it up, and it's going to be at least like $600 in diesel. Right. So I'm like, okay, that's just my diesel cost there and back. And then I start looking at like cheapoflights.com and South tickets, $281. And I was like, oh, God damn it.
Yep.
And apparently there are some real, for concealed carry, there are some real gun friendly airlines as well. There are some that are not, that I'm trying to get more information on, which ones to avoid, which ones are
Sure.
good. But yeah, so even that's not an issue. Like I can, as long as I follow whatever airline rules, fly with the gun, no problem. And then I'll be able to carry in Ohio, same as here. So
Shit, yeah.
yeah, don't let the travel distance stop you. Like the flights are actually pretty cheap being into Cleveland.
Mhm. Alrighty then. As always.
So yeah,
What?
never
Well,
mind.
I'm trying to get this shit wrapped up. It's time.
That's fine.
This man said he was only going to hang out for an hour, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't know how to tell time.
No, he just liked hanging out with us because
It's pity.
It's the
it's
soup
pity.
discussion. I was in for the soup thing.
Oh.
we're retarded, but we're his kind of retard. So
Yes.
Yep. All right. Well, as always, the Gideon Optics affiliate code is moist. Camerado affiliate code. Let's go hunt. Mike, you got the rest.
Oh shit.
Hey, I
This was
didn't.
unexpected. Well, support the sport, bring a buddy hunting, and if you like that buddy, tell them about our show. If you don't, give them a high colonic. Hit us up at lghpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and let's go hunt. Go to GunCon. We'll be there. Dave won't, but we will. And
Thanks,
you'll
John.
even get to see John running around. Thank
You
John.
might even
for
get to hear
putting his
Mike
awesome
ramble
show
on and on and on.
You
And
definitely,
on and on.
you'll hear Vince rhyming.
And on.
What's Percocet like? I don't know. Let's ask Mike.
Yeah.
That's